Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Amateur Entrepreneur. And sorry. Hello, and welcome back to the Amateur Entrepreneur. This is day 2 of reading the book, The Story of My Experiments with Truth. It's an autobiography by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, and today we are going to read the introduction part. And yesterday, and sorry for being late today because I was fully exhausted yesterday, so that's why I omitted recording this in the morning. So I'm recording it right now. So in the previous video I found I tried to memorize 3 words, which were salvation, and then we have the traverse and the dormant. And previously we had one question also, which was about the triple purity. And the triple purity is nothing but the truth in your thoughts, in your deed, and in your actions. So this was the triple purity which M.K. Gandhi was talking about. So now let's start with the introduction of this book. And let me just start the introduction. So okay, 4 or 5 years ago, at the instance of some of my nearest co-workers, I agreed to write my autobiography. I made the start, but scarcely had I turned over the first sheet when riots broke out in Bombay and the work remained at a standstill. Okay. Then followed a series of events which culminated in my imprisonment at Yeravda. Okay. Then Sergeant Jaram Das, who was one of my fellow prisoners there, asked me to put everything else on one side and finish writing the autobiography. I replied that I had already framed a program of study for myself and that I could not think of doing anything else until this course was completed. So with this line that he said that he had framed a program of study for himself, which means the M.K. Gandhi was working on himself all the time, and what he did his whole life is he just trying to be worthy of what he wants to be. He just worked on himself, and I think this is one everyone must do in order to achieve the success, or in order to whatever everyone want to achieve. This is my personal thoughts. Okay, then I should indeed have finished the program of my friend. I could not think of doing anything else until this course was completed. Okay, I should indeed have finished the autobiography had I gone through my full term of imprisonment at Yeravda, for there was still a year left to complete the task when I was discharged. Okay, Swami Anand has now repeated the proposal. Okay, the same thing, that he should write an autobiography. And as I have finished the history of Satyagraha in South Africa, I am tempted to undertake the autobiography for Navjivan. Navjivan? What was Navjivan? I don't know what was Navjivan. The Swami wanted me to write it separately for publication as a book. Okay, maybe it could be a publication, Navjivan, maybe. So for the Navjivan, Gandhiji was tempted to write an autobiography. Okay, but I have no spare time. I could only write a chapter week by week. Something has to be written for Navjivan every week. Why should it not be the autobiography? Okay, so maybe for Navjivan, he tempted to write maybe some sort of paragraph, or what we say that. I don't know, like what we call this, that maybe some sort of content he must write for the Navjivan. So instead of that content, he thought of writing the autobiography. The Swami agreed to the proposal, and here am I hard at work. Okay, so this was his motivation to write his own autobiography. 2 people who told him to do so, and he did it. Good? Yeah, it may be good for me, but a God-fearing friend has its doubts. which he shared with me on my day of silence. What was the day of? What do you mean by the day of silence? Oh, okay, I'll write it down. Day of silence. What has set you on this adventure? He asked. Writing an autobiography is a Writing an autobiography is a practice peculiar to the West. I know of nobody in the East having written one except amongst those who have come under Western influence. Okay, and what will you write? Supposing you reject tomorrow the thing you hold as principles today, or supposing you revise in the future your plans of today, is it not likely that the man who shaped their conduct on the authority of your word spoken or written may be misled? Yeah, his question is right. Exactly. Like whichever thing like there is one thing that I read in a book named as Find Your Red Thread. That maybe if I don't know something, then my thoughts will be different. But if I know that particular knowledge, then my thoughts will be upgraded. So, isn't it misleading for Gandhiji to write an autobiography? Because after some time his own thoughts will be upgraded, like they will be improved day by day, like everyone improve themselves day by day. So isn't his thoughts will be updated? And if he is writing the autobiography at that particular time, then it could be misleading for others. The question is right. So don't you think it would be better not to write anything like an autobiography at any rate just yet? Okay, so his confusion, and I think this question is good. This argument had some effect on me, but it is not my purpose to attempt a real autobiography. Okay, I simply want to tell the story of my numerous experiments with truth, as my life consists of nothing but those experiments. It is true that story will take the shape of an autobiography. Okay, so instead of writing an autobiography, he wanted to share his experience with his life, with the situation that he deal with. So then what's the autobiography? Is there any difference? Like, autobiography means someone telling about himself. Okay, so instead of providing his thoughts on something, he is providing his own experience. So, okay, so he is not providing his own thoughts on something like that he believe or what he thinks about something, but he is providing the real situations, the situation in which how he deal with those situations. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I got from this. But I shall not mind if every page of it speaks only of my experiments. I believe, or at any rate flatter myself with the belief, that a connected account of all these experiments will not be without benefit to the reader. Okay, I believe, or at any rate flatter myself with the belief that a connected account of all these experiments will not be without benefit to the reader. Okay, so all of these experiments he wanted to write, they have something benefit for the reader, which is good. Like, who's gonna read if there is nothing to be learned? My experiments in the political field are now known not only to India but to a certain extent to the civilized world. For me, they have not much value, and the title of Mahatma that they have won for me has therefore even less. Okay, so he is not very very proud, or like he don't have a sort of ego with for the title of Mahatma. It's like, okay, it doesn't matter, it's just the name. Often the title has deeply pained me, and there is not a moment I can recall when it may be said to be tickled me. Okay, But I should certainly like to narrate my experiments in the spiritual field which are known only to myself. And yeah, this is what I want to know about him. And from which I have derived such power as I possess of working in the political field. Okay. So his strength lies in his spiritual power. Okay, let's see. And if the experiments are really spiritual, then there can be no room for self-praise. Okay, yeah, this is exactly what I think. Like, if all the things you are doing is are done by the spiritual power, then there is no particular means of self-praise, because you are doing nothing. Everything is happening by itself. You are just playing the role, or you are just doing nothing. Literally, you are doing nothing. It's all which is done spiritually. Yeah, I believe this. I believe in this statement. They can only add to my humility. Yeah, if I'm self-praising, it will obviously humiliate myself, because I'm doing nothing. It's just a spiritual power which is forcing me, which is tempting me to do something. It's not me. And even if somebody tries to do something by himself, then and he think that it was done by him, then I think he is a fool, really fool, because no one can control anything. It's only the spiritual power which controls everything. Spiritual, like there are two kinds of power, positive and negative. So these powers only controls everything. And if a person thinks that he is the one who is controlling everything, that then you're wrong. The more I reflect and look back on the past, the more vividly do I feel my limitations. Okay. What I want to achieve, what I have been striving and pinning to achieve these 30 years is self-realization, to see God face to face, to attain moksha. Yeah, actually this is the biggest desire that everyone should be strive for. I live and move and have my being in pursuit of this goal. Good. All that I do by way of speaking and writing, and all my venture in the political fields, are directed to this same end. Okay, so his ultimate goal was to attain the moksha, which means he was to attain the Brahma. And whatever he did, or whatever he speak, whatever he write, was his end goal was to attain the moksha, the self-realization. Okay, but as I have all believed that what is possible for one is possible for all. Yeah, I believe in this statement too. Like, what is possible for one is possible for all. My experiments have not been conducted in the closet but in the open, and I do not think that this fact detracts from their spiritual value. There are some things which are known only to oneself and one's maker. These are clearly incommunicable. The experiments I am about to relate are not such, but they are spiritual, or rather moral, for the essence of religion is morality. Only those matters of religion that can be comprehended as much by children as by older people will be included in this story. Okay. If I can narrate them in a dispassionate and humble spirit, many other experiments will find in them provision for their onward march. Okay, I'm not getting this line. If I can narrate them in a dispassionate and humble spirit, many other experiments will find in them provision for their onward march. Passionate and dispassionate and humble spirit. Many other experiments will find in them provision for their onward march. I'm not getting this line. Um, yeah, just move forward. Basically, yeah. Far be it from me to claim any degree of perfection for these experiments. Okay, so he's just saying that, yeah, we are getting this point. Like, you can't be perfect. Like, whatever you did it. But it can't be like you were perfect in that. I claim for them nothing more than does a scientist who, though he conducts his experiment with utmost accuracy, forethought, and minuteness, never claims any finality about his conclusions, but keeps an open mind regarding them. Okay, yeah. I have gone through and examined and analyzed every psychological situation. Yet I am far from claiming any finality or infallibility about my conclusions. One claim I do indeed make, and it is this. For me, they appear to be absolutely correct. Okay? And seems for the time being to be final. For if they were not, I should base no action on them. But at every step, I have carried out the process of acceptance or rejection and acted accordingly. And so long as my acts satisfy my reason and my heart, I must firmly adhere to my original conclusions. Okay? If, yeah, that kind of confidence I want in myself. But it took him time. For me too, it's gonna take time. I think I'll achieve that too. If I had only to discuss academic principles, I should clearly not attempt to return an autobiography. But my purpose being to give an account of various practical applications of these principles, I have given the chapters I propose to write the title of The Story of My Experiments with Truth. These will of course include experiments with non-violence, celibacy, and other principles of conduct believed to be distinct from truth. Celibacy, I think it's brahmacharya, I think, celibacy. But for me, truth is the sovereign principle, which includes numerous other principles. The truth is not only truthfulness in word, but truthfulness in thought also, and only the relative truth of our conception, but not only the relative truth of our conception, but the absolute truth, the eternal principle, that is God. Okay, so the relative truth of our conception is this. I think, according to me, whatever character you are playing, then truth will be different for everyone. Like, suppose there are two soldiers from two different countries, but for one, the other one is an intruder, but for the people of that country, that one is his soldier. They will praise him, but for others, he is an intruder. So the truth changes according to the character you are playing. So instead of focusing on the relative truth of our own conception, we should focus on the absolute truth, which is God, which means anything which is permanent, you should believe in that. Like, you shouldn't believe in something that's not permanent. I think this is what he's telling in here. There are innumerable definitions of God because his manifestations are innumerable. Okay, they overwhelm me with wonder and awe, and for a moment stun me. But I worship God as truth only. Yeah, obviously, like, truth is something which can't be changed. So that's God. I don't know what's the truth then that can't be changed. Everything can change. Maybe, or there could be. If there is something which can't be changed, I think that should be the truth. Oh, okay. Okay, so the truth is that can't be changed, but it shouldn't be based on the on our own conception about something, and it shouldn't be biased. So that's the truth. I have not yet found him, but I am seeking after him. I am prepared to sacrifice the things dearest to me in pursuit of this quest, even if the sacrifice demanded my very life. I hope I may be prepared to give it, but as long as I have not realized this absolute truth, so long must I hold my relative truth as I have convinced it. The relative truth must meanwhile be my beacon, my shield and buckler. Though this path is straight and narrow and sharp as the razor's edge, for me it has been the quickest and easiest. Actually, in reality, it's not the easiest path. But if you work on it, in starting it will be difficult, but as soon as you start working on it, working yourself, the path will become quickest and easiest. Things will happen by its own. You don't even have to do anything. It will be like if you are worthy, you will get the thing. You just need to work on yourself. Even my Himalayan blunders have seemed trifling to me because I have kept strictly to this path. For the path has saved me from coming to grief, and I have gone forward according to my light. Often in my progress, I have had faint glimpses of the absolute truth, God, and daily the conviction is growing upon me that He alone is real and all else is unreal. Here he is talking about the spiritual things. The God is real, but who is the God? According to him, the truth is God. Because you can't change the truth. Something which is not biased, with something which don't have your own conception about anything. Yeah, that's the truth. Okay. Let those who wish realize how the conviction has grown upon me. Let them share my experiments and share also my conviction if they can. The further conviction has been growing upon me that whatever is possible for me is possible even for a child. Yeah, obviously. You just need to work on yourself. Everything is possible. Nothing is impossible. You just need time. You just need dedication. And if you have the spiritual ability, you will have the strength to accomplish anything. I don't have that in me yet, but I will. Maybe not. No, maybe, yeah. They may appear quite impossible to an arrogant person and quite possible to an innocent child. The seeker after truth should be humbler than the dust. The world crushes the dust under its feet, but the seeker after truth should be humble himself that even the dust could crush him. Only then and not till then will he have a glimpse of truth. Okay. Oh, you needs to be humble enough to see the truth, to see the real truth. Like when someone gets angry, if things don't go by his own ways, by the way he desires, things don't go his own way. That's the time one gets angry. But you are humble enough to see the truth, to put yourself in someone else's shoes, then you will be able to see their opinion, and then only you will be able to see the real truth, I think. Okay, so what he's saying is just control your anger and be humble and see the real truth. The dialogue between Vasishtha and Vishwamitra makes this abundantly clear. Christianity and Islam also imply bear it out. If anything that I write in these pages should strike the reader as being touched with pride, then he must take it that there is something wrong with my quest. Yeah, actually, he is not saying anything that he is proud about anything. He's just saying that he did nothing. It was just the spiritual power. Then he must take it as there is something wrong with my quest, and that my glimpses are no more than mirage. Let hundreds like me perish, but let truth prevail. Let us not reduce the standard of truth even by a hair's breadth for judging erring mortals like myself. Okay. So he wanted to say that just believe in the real truth. Maybe right now I'm not getting him fully, but I think in future I'll get him. I hope and pray that no one will regard the advice interspersed in the following chapters as authoritative. The experiments narrated should be regarded as illustrations, in the light of which everyone may carry on his own experiments according to his own inclination and capacity. Okay. Okay, so he is saying, like, according to your own capacity, every person will understand it differently, or maybe he or she won't be able to get what he wants to convey in here, but according to their own capacity they will get to know what he wants to tell there. I trust that to this limited extent the illustration will be really helpful, because I am not going to either to conceal or understate any ugly thing that I must be told. I hope to acquaint the reader fully with all my faults and errors. My purpose is to describe experiments in the science of Satyagraha, not to say how good I am. In judging myself, I shall try to be as harsh as truth. And this thing requires really great strength to say the real truth about oneself, about himself. It really requires strength, as I want others also to be. This is not good. If you're telling something about you, it's like this. Okay, if I'm drinking beer, you should too. If I'm saying truth, you should too. There shouldn't be happening. Like, it should be by oneself. Yeah, but it's good. Measuring myself by that standard, I must exclaim with Surdas, where is there a wretch so wicked and loathsome as I? I have forsaken my Maker, so faithless I have been. I'm not understanding that. Okay, good. For it is an unbroken torture to me that I am still so far from him, who, as I fully know, govern every breath of my life, and whose offspring I am. I know that it is the evil passion within that keep me so far from him, and yet I cannot get away from them. Here he is talking about the God. But I must close. I can only take up the actual story in the next chapter. Sabarmati Ashram, 26th November 1925. So, this was the introduction of the story of my experiments with the truth, and tomorrow I think we will cover the first chapter, and the overview that I got from this introduction is like he wants to tell the experiments. I shouldn't call them experiments. I should call them the experiences he wants to share. The experiments that he deal with the situation, how he deal with the situations in his real life, what actions he took, what made me what made him do those things. This is what he wants to tell in the introduction part, and he also conveys that why he trying to write an autobiography. He don't want to praise himself, he just wanted to share his experience with the life, with his own life, which is good. And even he also accept that the whatever he's saying, it was good at that time, but it could be changed at another time. So this is what he wants to say, and this is for today. And from tomorrow we'll cover the first chapter named as birth and parentage. Okay, let's see you tomorrow. Till then, tata, bye bye, and thank you.